At first glance, a diet full of white rice, pasta, bread, and cereal might seem perfectly adequate, filling, affordable, and easy to prepare. These starch-heavy foods provide ample energy, and they're often labeled as part of a balanced meal simply because they occupy such a central place in modern eating habits. But beneath the surface lies a growing and dangerous health issue: hidden malnutrition, where individuals consume enough, or even too many, calories but still suffer from chronic deficiencies in essential nutrients. This paradox is especially common in diets overloaded with processed carbohydrates. These are the very definition of empty calories. They satisfy short-term hunger, but starve the body of what it truly needs to thrive. The term empty calories refers to foods that provide energy but little to no nutritional value. Refined starches, white bread, white rice, conventional pasta, most crackers, pastries, and sugar-laden cereals are textbook examples. They are typically stripped of their bran and germ during processing, removing critical components like fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, and iron. What's left is mostly glucose-producing starch that floods the bloodstream, causing insulin spikes but offering little else. Over time, this pattern leads to micronutrient depletion, especially when these processed starches dominate the diet and crowd out more nutrient-dense foods. This type of malnutrition is insidious because it doesn't always look like malnutrition. In fact, it often masquerades as normal eating. People may maintain or even gain weight while unknowingly suffering from low intakes of vitamins A, D, E, K, B6, B12, folate, potassium, calcium, or selenium. And because the body can't store some of these micronutrients in large amounts, daily neglect quickly turns into biochemical shortfalls. The result? Fatigue, weakened immunity, brittle hair and nails, poor wound healing, hormonal imbalance, and neurological symptoms like brain fog or mood swings. Children and teens are particularly vulnerable. When meals revolve around refined grains, cereal for breakfast, white bread sandwiches for lunch, pasta for dinner, they may appear well-fed but are undernourished at a cellular level. This can impair cognitive development, lower academic performance, weaken bones during peak growth years, and increase long-term risks for chronic disease. And because these starchy foods are often marketed with cartoons, health claims, or misleading buzzwords like whole grain, even when they're mostly refined, parents may not realize the nutritional gap being created. Adults aren't immune either. Many fall into the trap of cheap and convenient meals that rely on processed starches, especially in low-income or time-strapped households. The result is a rising population of individuals who are technically calorically sufficient, but metabolically depleted. Their bodies may be inflamed, their skin unhealthy, and their immune systems compromised, not because of starvation, but because they're eating the wrong kinds of calories in excess. And the body doesn't just passively accept this. When it's undernourished, it compensates with cravings, often for more of the same starchy, sugary, energy-dense foods. This creates a vicious cycle. Eat more carbs to feel full, experience a fleeting burst of energy, crash, and crave again. The underlying deficiencies remain unaddressed, and the constant overconsumption can lead to weight gain without improved health, a state that medical professionals are now calling overfed and undernourished. Worse yet, the lack of fiber in these refined carbs contributes to poor gut health, weakening the body's ability to absorb nutrients from other foods. This can magnify the impact of dietary imbalances and create a double burden: nutrient-poor intake and reduced digestive efficiency. Over time, this can even mimic or contribute to chronic illnesses, including anemia, osteoporosis, depression, insulin resistance, and autoimmune disorders. The modern food system is partly to blame. Processed starches are cheap, shelf-stable, and heavily subsidized, making them dominant in everything from school lunches to frozen meals and snack foods. They're aggressively marketed as wholesome or fortified, but fortification is no match for real, unprocessed food. Adding back a sprinkle of synthetic vitamins to white flour doesn't reverse the damage done by removing the natural ones in the first place. So if you find yourself eating meals that revolve around white rice, pasta, bread, noodles, crackers, and snack bars, it's worth asking: are you feeding your body or just filling it up? Because in the long run, these starch-heavy choices could be leaving you full but fundamentally malnourished. The energy they provide is hollow, and the health consequences are anything but. True nourishment comes from foods that do more than keep the stomach busy. They provide the raw materials for healing, regeneration, and resilience. That means prioritizing leafy greens, legumes, nuts, seeds, lean proteins, fruits, and whole grains, not just refined starches that mimic food but fail to support life. In a world where calories are easy to come by, it's nutrient density that truly matters. Don't let the illusion of fullness blind you to the silent deficiencies that processed carbs are creating, one empty bite at a time.